741. It's being called a new battleground for addiction. The National Library of Medicine finds more older adults in their 50s and 60s are now turning to drugs, alcohol, and potentially dangerous behaviors to cope with mental health issues. And one facility here in the Valley is seeing this firsthand.
So joining us now, Dr. Jerry Law, the Executive Director at Meadows Behavioral Health Care, along with licensed professional counselor at Meadows as well. So good morning to you. Nice to see you.
Good morning. It's nice to be with you both.
Yeah, you are in Wickenburg.
Correct.
At the center. What are you seeing in terms of the trends when it comes to addiction?
You know, it's really all over the board, but one of the things that I think we're most concerned about is how people in midlife are really running into trouble. And often it's that loss of identity. A person retires, or if it's a person working in the home, suddenly the children are all gone, and there's that empty nest syndrome, and they lose their identity. Who am I? What am I all about? And so they often will turn to methods to self-medicate that pain. Maybe alcohol, it may be drugs, and often they've had chronic pain in their life, and they've been prescribed opioids and other narcotics to address that chronic pain, and it becomes a true addiction.
Wow.
So how do you combat that? Because that seems like such a difficult thing for a lot of these people, because that kind of is their identity, being a stay-at-home mom or dad, or being that caregiver, and then all of a sudden you're an empty nester and now you're at home kind of alone, twiddling your thumbs.
Well, so much of it ties about finding purpose, and I'll give you an example. Yesterday I was at Sky Harbor Airport, and there's a gentleman there, I think they call them the navigators, that wear the purple jackets, and I could tell just looking at him, probably late 70s, maybe early 80s, grin from ear to ear. He's having the time of his life, just interacting with people and guiding them through the airport. He's found a healthy place for himself. And that's a big part of it right there, is regaining that identity, but in healthy ways.
And I think becoming comfortable getting out of your comfort zone. Because for someone who might be working in the home, or they're just retired, maybe they don't know if they can go out and talk to strangers like that navigator is doing.
So one of the things that we tell our patients all the time is recovery in many ways is about learning how to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's not wrong to be uncomfortable, but every time we watch a commercial, it says, well, if you're feeling uncomfortable, take this, drink this, do this, so that you don't feel uncomfortable. Uncomfortable is not a bad thing. And helping our patients learn how to cope with being uncomfortable with healthy coping skills is a big part of that recovery journey.
Dr. Law, you mentioned at the very beginning kind of the drugs, the alcohol, but Celeste mentioned something that I didn't even think of, that a lot of these folks are now turning to online gambling, which is also...
Absolutely, it's the rage. I mean, we were talking a little bit ago, every third commercial is about pick up your phone and do this online gambling. It's become so easy, and so many of us are already addicted to our phones, and so to pull that phone out and bring up that app and start gambling, and it's tied to your bank account, it's tied to your credit card, and before long you've spent hundreds or even thousands of dollars without even realizing it.
I mean, you used to have to drive to Vegas or go to the horse track or go to Atlantic City or something like that, but now everything is right there.
Sure, it's right in your pocket, it's right on your laptop, it's so easy. And the people behind those are very intelligent, and they structure those games and they market those games in a way that's so easy, and it pulls you in. You get that dopamine hit doing that activity.
So let me ask you this, because there may be some folks watching and we're getting the wrap, and we could chat with you for an hour, and I already feel kind of pumped up for my day since you've been here. But how do you get started in terms of breaking out of your comfort zone?
You're gonna have to get some help. Whether that's a therapist or a social group, or reach out for help, because behavioral health issues and addictions thrive in isolation, but they heal in community. So being part of a community of like-minded individuals who focus on behavioral strengths is such a critical part of it. Reach out for help.
Thank you so much. Do you have a website?
Yes, it's www.themeadows.com.
Okay. Thank you for coming in.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you.
All right.